Hey guys, just peeking in. It's your girl Cadillac. What it is, I am Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Drama Like Prison Wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Helping! Because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice before all face to blink. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, guys, I'm coming through. It is 5 minutes to 2 a.m. on May the 20th, 2025. Girl, I am tired. Uh, we're getting back to Richard Taylor from Taylor House Publishing. He is my latest project, Reach the World drawing. We're going to do session number 4. Right now, I am listening to Hip Hop Uncensored. And it is a story about Meg the Stallion. And she's basically like, Tory need to sit down and stop because they done already convicted him. I don't want to hear anymore. When are we going to keep bringing this up? Stop bringing this up because this is opening old wounds for me. I did cover the Tory Lanez story. I have a lot of videos in my wrongful conviction playlist, which is Marcello Jackson, the wrongfully convicted Florida man that is my husband. He's been wrongfully incarcerated for the last 23 years, and it spawned me into covering other wrongful convictions. So because Tory Lanez is maintaining his innocence, I said, let me look at the story. And I look at stories through the eyes of the law and justice. I know this system. I've rolled with my husband from day one in 2001 when he was wrongfully arrested, and then 2002 when he was wrongfully convicted. So I know a lot of things to look for when someone is wrongfully incarcerated or wrongfully convicted. Now we're covering Richard Taylor. He was going to be my newest project, Reach the World, anyway, because those with that mind, I found him during the Carmelo Anthony case maybe 3 weeks to a month ago, but later found out he was wrongfully accused. So I didn't know he had that his story aligned with what I do. Like, I just cover people that fight for justice, and I see that he is one to fight for justice as well. Okay, so we're gonna get into listening to Hip Hop Uncensored. After we listen to that video, we're gonna jump right back over to listening to Richard Taylor's testimony of being wrongfully arrested and rightfully acquitted. Now, I wasn't trying to quote his book because that's not what his book is called. Wrongfully accused, rightfully acquitted is what his book is called. Girl, I'm trying to get that for my birthday coming up. Alright guys, so let's get to it. I'm tired. I got so much to do in the morning, which is already morning. I barely got myself together for this. If you hear any knocks at the door, that's my granddaughter because she's watching TV on the couch, but she don't get her little grandmama no time. So she gonna probably be right back at this door soon.
All right, peace to everyone.
Let's get going.
Talk about Megan Thee Stallion finally firing back after new allegations, and some people even say evidence comes out. Tory was not the person that actually shot. Now, the other day, right after Tory was viciously stabbed 14 times in an LA correctional facility, this group came out, like an advocate lawyers group came out, and they said they have information and they feel like, that Tory whoever shot Megan, that was the other person. The guy from Hollywood Unlocked, I think his name was Jason Lee, he said that Tory had hit him up, or somebody close to Tory hit him up and said that he was trying to cover for Kelsey. I think that's her name. He really wanted to snitch on her. So, After all that
Whoever
transpired,
squeals first gets the
who settled?
deal
Megan comes
first.
back.
Y'all already know.
Everybody, right? Now she says, right? At what point are we going to stop? Give me Relive being shot by Tory. She puts Tory in cap. At what point are Tory and y'all fans going to stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing you? Really, Meg? Why is this happening every day? 1 minute, him, y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all said him play in y'all face again and say I was shot. I'm reading this verbatim as you see on the screen, right? Of this shit, leave me the F alone. I hate when people use the DFs. Let me finish, right? Ain't dare get on that stand and deny he shot me. And that was his choice because he knows he did that shit. I don't give up. Here we go again. F. On a blog or a pot. Why in the F with me, Megan the Stallion? Wow. Have to lie about the mother effer about shooting me. How mad at the person that got shot. Facts are facts. He did it. It was proven in court. After hate campaign,
I don't like that statement. It was proven in court because court is not where they come to the truth. That's insinuating that to be found guilty, you have to be guilty. I don't like that. Like giving all power to the court. I know that's the blind. I'm legally blind, but many are legally blind to the system. Like they don't really know how this stuff works. So many people feel as though just for you to even be arrested and then for you to be convicted, you had to have done it. Like they don't know how this stuff really goes. So I don't like that insinuate. I don't like that. And she's leaning into that. I don't know if he's guilty or innocent, but I don't know. That's not your proof that someone is found guilty that they really did it, honestly. I know that sounds ironic, but it's the truth.
And y'all been saying the same blah 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 deals. So look. Hip hop was into, right? Playing the victim. You are the victim.
Why is it cutting in and out? Is it my charger?
Why?
Let me unplug it. I don't like that. It's just clipping in and out.
Are doing, because they don't fucking believe you. Don't believe you need more people.
They're still doing it.
Don't seem genuine. Maybe you are. I don't know you personally. You seem fake and fugazi.
I never heard that word before. I gotta look that up.
Don't believe you.
Fugazi?
Don't believe you because of people that you was with. How you
Let's look that up. What is fugazi? I'm like, for real.
So people look at character, and I'll be the first to tell you. I always look at, because we're the outside looking in. Right? People probably think they know me from watching me and all that. You don't really know me. So maybe I'm totally out of bounds with it. I'm just trying to give you, I see, I read people saying and people tell me behind the scenes in the industry.
I don't even know how to spell
Because as you know, we interviewed and we talked to a lot of people in this industry, things that we never ever put out. So,
I was completely off on spelling.
And
Forgazi. So now I spelled it Forgasie, but it's Forgasey. So what is Forgazi? Then I see some other spellings. Oh, now it's spelled different. Hold on. Y'all confusing me. Fugazie. Mean in Italian. And Sicilian slang. What does Forgazi mean? Counterfeit. False. Bogus. Inauthentic. Okay. It can also mean sham, nonsense, an imposter. The word is pronounced with an open A with the two dots over, or a long A with that little, I forgot what that's called on the top, that little wavy thing. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I know something new now. Let's get back to drawing. I like that little word. He said fugazi.
People feel like you got shot. You don't want it to happen to you. But don't see your fucking foot. But unless you did get shot, did you go on this campaign like cooperate with it? Like, all right, if it is what it is, let it go. That's why people are coming at you. They feel like, yes, this man's locked up. And if I had to put my 2 cents in it, when I believe why Tory wouldn't say anything, because he ain't trying to tell. What about the street code? He ain't trying to implicate this woman. And quiet. My opinion. Maybe he did shoot. And another thing is, why even address it? Why, if it is what it is, just let it be. It's making you look real weak. Of course this man's gonna fight for his freedom. Making you look weak as shit. On here like still saying he shot you and all
And
this.
that do
and,
be
like,
another indicator
that.
with them wrongful convictions that the people that are wrongfully incarcerated are going to tend to fight more. They're going to tend to want to take it to trial. They're going to they're going to tend to want to go full, like the whole extent of the law, not knowing, they don't know at first how the law truly works, most people, but they want to go the full extent because they know they're innocent. They would go further than those that are not innocent. Or, and I'm not saying that because you take a plea you're innocent, you're guilty. No, a plea to me allegedly is just trying to see how much of your life you can salvage. Now there are those that take pleas because they well know that they're guilty and they're trying to minimize the blow. But there's also those that, let's say my husband ever got wrapped up again, hopefully he never does, or he knows somebody that gets hemmed up like this, he's gonna tell his story. You're gonna be like, dude, don't even take that stuff to trial. Them people gonna railroad you unless you got money for the best lawyer, unless you got money for this and not money for that. I wouldn't even take that to trial. How much they offering you? Maybe you could work a deal. Is that the best they can do? Like, that is basically negotiating the rest of your life. Like, how much of your life can you salvage is really what a plea honestly is. But those that are innocent usually push the envelope further because they want their freedom. Like, if you are guilty, you've been found guilty, who just gonna keep pressing forward? I'm innocent. I know that's what they claim. Like, when you do try to say, oh, I'm supposed to be trying. What the heck am I doing? When you do try to advocate for your loved one who's wrongfully convicted, these are things that I hear. Oh, well, everybody's innocent. No, everybody's not innocent, but there are a whole bunch of people that are innocent in prison. So those are ways to just dismiss you and get you out people's face. They don't want to hear it. But an innocent person is going to be pushing it. They're not just going to sit back like that. That's how they get wrapped up in these bogus trials, because they're definitely, most times, are going to push it to trial. Like even Kevin Strickland, one of the longest wrongful convictions I've studied, he was like, he would have, if he had took a plea, he wouldn't have done hardly any time. And the person that actually did the crime in his case got way less time. It was more than one suspect. Those that actually did the crimes got way less time. And he was wrongfully convicted. And they was like, well, why didn't you just take the plea? You would have been out long ago. And like my husband, now we sitting up wishing my husband had just took the plea. We didn't know this is not really a system you can fight like that. It's imagine going to a battle and you have all these imaginary, you think they're real, but you have all this imaginary artillery, all these different things that's going to protect and keep you safe and stuff. But then when you get there, you realize they're not real and you really can't utilize them. It's all these loopholes. Yes, you have the right to, but loophole, 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 and it doesn't even play out that way, the way that we thought we had the right to. It's hard to explain it. Hopefully, I'm explaining it decently. I know I'm not explaining it to anybody that knows the system. Know what I'm talking about. If you still are kind of naive to it and believe it to be what they present it to be, you're not gonna understand me. Oh, the rhyme, and I wasn't even trying, girl. All right, but yeah, so he is gonna keep pushing this because he feels that he's innocent, which he very well could be. Innocent people get convicted all the time. Matter of fact, I know the statistic, but I don't know the number exactly. How many innocent people are in prison? And I know they can't find the exact because, like my husband, there's those that you don't even know their case. They can't break their case. It takes forever. It's hard. It's going to take you some decades to get out of it. But they do know about the statistics of the ones that are exonerated. Let's see, how many people. And people tend to not believe not even one person is wrongfully convicted, but there's a lot. You could actually be wrongfully convicted and don't even realize it. It'd be very easy. It just takes someone saying you did it. Evidence don't even have to corroborate like that because most wrongful convictions, post-conviction, once they get exonerated, you look back and you're like, well, the evidence showed that they were innocent. Okay, how many people are wrongfully imprisoned? Estimates suggest that between 4% and 6% of those incarcerated in the U.S. prisons may be wrongfully convicted. This translates to a range of approximately 138,000 to 354,000 people. That's a lot. When you look at it in percentage, but remember, we're in the land of mass incarceration too. So it's a lot of people in prison. But when you hear 4% to 6% could be wrongfully convicted, which happens to be my loved one and it's others, so it can easily be you as well, that one small percent. But when you hear it in the numbers, when you break down that 138,000 to 354,000 people could be wrongfully incarcerated, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people wrongfully incarcerated. One is too many. But so out of 2.3 million people in prison, that's 138,000 to 354,000. But they can't know the true statistic because, like my husband, there's been no movement in his case since he was wrongfully convicted in 2002. So they're not going to include him in that statistic of wrongfully incarcerated. So it's hard to really know, but that's alarming. That is alarming. That means many people are wrongfully incarcerated. And it's very easy to be wrongfully incarcerated. That's also why a lot of people avoid trials. They just plea out. It's almost like, oh, you got caught in a bear trap. How can we survive this? Right, and trial usually ain't the way to survive it. But, like I said, He is a walking miracle. For him to actually be acquitted, that's not his story is not the norm of someone wrongfully accused. The norm is that the person takes plea time or they get wrongfully convicted in the end. And they possibly get exonerated decades later. Now, I was talking to a guy that actually supports me on TikTok, and he was saying that he was wrongfully convicted and incarcerated. And I was like, so how did you get your story out? How did you get out? He said, I didn't. I had to play the wrongful conviction out. He had to serve his wrongful conviction time, which is what it's looking like my husband has to do. So I can't get no traction on this case. So you have to give that much of your life away for something you did not do. My husband's crime is fabricated. It didn't even happen. Didn't even happen. But he's doing time there, which altered my life severely, altered our daughter's life. And now hopefully this is the last generation of our family that it alters. Because he should be coming home when our grandchildren, our little grandchildren, are almost like teenagers to almost grown. So, yeah, Tory's gonna keep fighting if he feels like he's innocent. If he really is innocent, he's never gonna stop saying it. I'm sorry to say that, Meg, but he's not gonna stop if he truly is innocent.
That don't be bygones. You feel what I'm saying? But you sitting up here like you trying to fight the case and make your case on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes things look like, all right, I'm just trying to give you some insight on why people keep bringing it up. And you ask why people bring this up. Mm-hmm. Why this? Why that?
Because they didn't close all the reasonable doubt. That's why. Because you're supposed to be convicted beyond a reasonable doubt. And when they don't close up all that reasonable doubt, it's never going to sit well with you. A true story, you can tie up the loose ends. You're going to pretty much get a consistent story. The witnesses ain't going to waver back and forth like that. So you're going to pretty much get a case that's conclusive that, yeah, pretty much guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. But when it's all that reasonable doubt, it's all that holes in the case, people are going to pick at it. It's going to continue. And they're not going to believe it. It's those that look at the surface level going to say, oh yeah, guilty. But those like me that look into stuff that it don't feel right, it don't set right. Like if this is true, then how did this? And you're not able to give me answers, like, girl.
Had a chance to prove this in court. Oh, really? Really? Well, a congresswoman, California, right?
They know people be wrongfully incarcerated.
It's picking up a lot of
signatures. They know that.
A lot of signatures.
But they're never going to say it because they don't want to admit this is happening.
By the droves, right? Oh, people.
Clipping out bad.
Congresswoman advocating that Tory Lanez be released. Be released. She said, and this is Rep. Paulina Luna, calling on California Governor Newsom. View Tory Lanez case.
I need some advocates with me, please.
His 10-year sentence was based on flawed evidence.
I pray God sends them some. So I'm getting tired and weary of this.
Bias. Justice must be blind, not driven by the headlines. Free Tory. what this lady like. What this lady, she got no dog in the race. Why would she care about Tory Lanez?
He clipping out
Calling
bad.
on
Is that
Governor
him?
Newsom to issue Tory Lanez a pardon. His 10-year sentence was based on flawed evidence, political pressure, prosecution bias.
Misconduct.
Justice must be blind, not driven by headlines. Free Tory. She's pretty much saying, look, it's flawed. Pressure politically to get this case closed and done. The prosecutor may have been whatever, felt pressure to close this case and get this case locked up for whatever reason. So, what I'm telling you what's going on, she is watching this. Be a fan, she may not be a fan. And she probably dug into the case and looked at it and said, oh, whoa, hold on. Why are they not doing something about this in California? Why? Well, hold on. So let me use my power, because something, we can't listen to what Meg is saying. The evidence says this, the evidence says that. Why are we talking about this then? Why do you got a lawyer advocate group that helps, that advocates for people? Them coming out and saying, nah, something's wrong here. You know what I'm saying? Why you did this backlash, man?
Most times they don't think you can get this stuff back open.
Chips fall when they made.
And they know people ain't gonna hardly believe you. So
it's giving this.
It's gonna be hard as jail for you.
You want to bury this man. Given whatever happened between y'all, you come off like a scorned, bitter ex that wants to destroy this man. It's given, like they say. That's why people are doing it. And maybe some other reasons. If you have some other reasons, throw them in the comment section below. You know, I'll do my heart feeling it. What do you think? All right, people. So anybody that's mad, anybody sees this, comment section, you read, you can see why people advocating, why people want to see true justice be served in this particular instance. That's all, bro. I'm not going to go on about this no more. Rap I got for my opinion. Situation. Don't feel like,
oh my God,
years,
there was
bro.
this horrible story. I was supposed to there's so many wrongful conviction stories I was supposed to cover. I have not been on my P's and Q's. I've kind of been depressed because not really making traction. You know, I dealt with my health scare the early part of this year. And just started analyzing my life, feeling like I kind of wasted my life. Not that pursuing justice is a waste of time. It kind of is, though. Because you know it's something you can't get. But it's something in you that won't let you stop fighting for it. So I kind of got real, I'm doing this for nothing. Nobody cares about what I'm saying. I'm flapping my lips for nothing. I'm doing all of this, covering all this ground. Ain't even monetized. Ain't nobody watching my stuff. My stuff won't move. My husband case ain't nowhere near being cracked. He ain't nowhere near coming home. I'm getting sicker. Not only am I losing my eyesight, I'm dealing with this, and I ain't even gonna have the strength to do this no more, which I had to drag myself out this bed to finish this picture today. But all those feelings have been discouraging me from pressing forward with covering these stories. But there was a story that came out a couple weeks ago. It was so sad. This man, they always do it to the young man. They take their whole freaking life. It pisses me off, y'all. I hate this. Come back years and years and years and years and years later, they got caught and realized the man was innocent. There was some twins that said that he harmed them. And they weren't sure if it was him, but they said all BLK men look alike. and come back later, they knew that they had wrongfully accused him, and then basically had no remorse behind it. Like, they literally should have been locked up at that point. You're taking somebody's life. Like, how is your life that dang on special that you're able to forfeit somebody else's life? Like, it pisses me off because they get away with this shit. I'm sorry. They get away with this every single day, altering people's lives, altering not just the wrongfully incarcerated, the whole family. That is traumatic. It's traumatic. Not only just for the person that is living in prison, had a future ahead of them, but now they have nothing but dead time to do. Time that don't, what does it get you to at the end once you're released? You're severely behind society. You're not even up to date during all these decades. This is almost like a whole new world. My husband went in wrongfully at 2002. For him to get out, 2035? What kind of world is he coming to? They don't equip him in there to be able to. They want him to just come back. They want that loop to keep going. So he's not going. It's I cannot stand this. That's why I fight it. But I know I'm fighting a losing battle because it's not enough people fighting. And then even if it was going to be just a handful of people on the battlefield, those handful of people, still need people backing them. And I can't get no backing. I've tried for over 2 decades to get a backing. So I didn't cover a lot of stories, but I gotta just get back to it because I gotta believe some kind of way I'm impacting this world. It really does feel like I'm not. I started watching a lot more artist stuff because I said I gotta get myself out of this injustice stuff because it just pisses me off. That's all it does. It makes me completely angry and pissed off, and I gotta get my mind out of that mind frame. Like, I cannot free the people. I cannot make the difference I thought I was going to make in this world. So let me focus somewhere else. But upon watching many of these art things, it leads me right back here to my purpose. Is this new guy I was watching, and he was like, an artist just don't even feel complete. They don't even feel like they're alive unless they're impacting the world, and you impact the world through your art. So it's hard to, that's why I wrestle with this. Do you know how much I want to give up so bad. I've been wanting to give up. I've given up, and then I go right back and pick up the pieces again and keep fighting. I can't give up. I don't know how to. If anybody could tell me, please put in some type of tutorial. How do you give up? Because it would be so much easier to give up. But I don't know how to give up. Something won't let me give up. But I wouldn't be tortured like this if I could give it up. Right? But I don't know. Just hope I'm making some impact. Some small, tiny wrinkle in this whole huge ocean, massive ocean of life.
You lie again. People think you're a liar. You lied about sleeping with the dude. Gail King looked you right in your eyes. You lied. Well, again, character. Character. Issue. People feel like your character. See, people don't necessarily got to know you, but they can feel you. They can see you. They can see through you. They can see through people like you. They dealt with people like you. Character. It's when your mouth never says a word. why are doing what they're doing, Megan. So there's your answer. Let's move on to the next story.
And I too have no dog in the fight because I stopped listening to hip hop. I was a rapper. I'm a female rapper. Loved hip hop, but I stopped listening to it. I seen where it was going. And for a female rapper, they not gonna let you in the door unless you completely willing to do whatever, any and everything. It's not about your talent. It's not nothing about your gifts. And you're gonna have to put out those detrimental to our society messages. And I'm not willing to hurt our society no more than it already is. It's already effed up. Even though he just said he hate when people say effed up. It's already effed up. I'm not willing to add to that. I want to better it. Okay, so how long is this video? About 10 minutes. So let's get back to Richard Taylor's story, and I'm gonna have to stop because I can't make my videos too long because they take too long to upload. So that means I got to hush my mouth. Okay, picking up. This is
the pro bono case, and my name came up. So I was blessed once again with the lawyer who really was serious about his job. So when I got back to the cell block, I told some of the guys from Norfolk who knew him who I got. He was like, "Oh man, you got Reed. Oh man, you good. You got P. Thomas Reed." So that made me feel a little better. But what made me feel more better is his actions afterwards. Instead of the phone call, like the video call that most lawyers did, he actually, about 2 days later, he came up to the 7th floor, took me in a room by himself, just me and you, no guards. You know, he sat me there with him face to face and really talked to me, got to know me, asked me what happened, asked me how can he help me. He even told me how his daughter had
it's not usual.
drugs. And, so he really got intimate with me. And I realized that, man, God is good. God is good. So he asked me what I needed. I told him I needed all of the testimony from her to the police, from her to the medical examiner, her her testimony to the detectives, her testimony to the DA, all of those. Because I needed the phone records. I said I also needed the DA the DNA records. Now, I asked this previous lawyer for all of that for like 3 months. He said, I can't get it. I can't get the phone records. I can't get the motion. He told me he couldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. Mr. Reed got me everything that I needed within about 2 weeks. He got the phone records, which Mr. Halleck said that there was no way he could get. He got me the motion of discovery, and he got me the DNA evidence. And so I got that information, and I just poured through it. He got me the preliminary transcript in which things that was in there contradicted from what she told the detectives, from what she told the medical examiner, from what she told the prosecutor. Like, I outlined everything. I went through line for line and showed how, she was lying. She said she didn't talk to me for 2 months before the incident. Like, all of the phone records were saying, like, constant contact from her to me. Mostly, texts, phone calls. So, I got the information. I just outlined everything, how she lied about this, how she lied about that. The DNA evidence came back that, all of her DNA was on my ear, my neck, my chest. At the trial, the DNA technician said, okay, this content of DNA comes from saliva, so somebody's raping you. You're not licking and kissing on them. But nevertheless, he got me all of the information I needed. And so finally it came for the trial in November. And, I was really, stressed once again because you never know. We've all know stories where guys have been convicted of that crime, and then 30 years later, it comes up where they are innocent, but they've done did 30 years. So I didn't want to be in that position. So I went to trial. It was a week-long trial.
That's a
As I
long
stated, some
time.
jurors already had presumed me
Usually they try to
guilty
rush through.
just before hearing any testimony, so they had to exclude them.
My husband's trial was 1 day, and they deliberated about an hour. And that was it. But I'm gonna have to wrap it on up. This means we're gonna have a part 5. I did get something done on the picture though. We making some progress. I remember back when I started drawing. I started at age 9, and I picked up a pencil one day and just realized, oh, I can draw. By 11, I was drawing people. I would have been able to finish this whole thing in one setting, just a couple of hours. I'm so slow now, like I'm legally blind. I got carpal tunnel arthritis, and it just be so much. So it's not as easy to create like I used to. But I'm like, I would have been finished it. This wouldn't have been. Let me see. I'm on part 4. This is the 4th session, and each one was about 40 minutes long. But that's with me yapping too. That's a long time, and I'm still not finished. I would have been finished with this. But, oh, and the other one, it cut off when I said that I'm going to finish it faster than I did Introverted Rockstars, because Introverted Rockstar, I ended up getting sick, ended up in the hospital. So Richard Taylor is only my 2nd drawing of this year. That's crazy. I usually do more art than that, but yeah, he's only my 2nd project Reach the World. Did I say for this week, for this year? 2025, he's only the 2nd. And we're in May. So I don't know how many more we gonna do this year. This year just been kind of, Alright guys, well, I gotta go to sleep. My nephew got his 2:37. Oh my goodness. I literally gotta be up in 4 hours to get ready. Alright, well, it's your girl Cadillac. Thank you guys.